Hello there, it's Deborah Irene coming to you on May 12th, 2021 with Storytime. And this is my series on stories and lessons my mother taught me. As you may recall, she passed away last September, so I've been honoring her by retelling stories and lessons that she taught me from the 3 books that I've written. I have her book here in the background, Helen's Heritage, and there's a picture of her in her younger days when she was about 17 in that photo. And boy, this past Sunday on Mother's Day, I really missed my mom. And I know many of you out there were missing your mothers, and many more were celebrating your mothers. So I want to read to you today a story in my book, Someday I Will Write. And it is in this section, A Time for Family. Now I want to proceed reading this to you by telling you that I first wrote this as a short little blog in June of 2012. So that's been 9 years ago. And the very first paragraph in here, you will see a lesson that I learned from my mother that she taught me. This is chapter 29, again in my book, Someday I Will Write, and the title of the chapter is The Cord. 27 years ago today, I became a mother. I ponder the years. Like most mothers of new mothers, mine told me, "You will never stop being a mother." I have known few greater truths. The physician may have cut the cord that was seen, but no one can cut that which is unseen. The cord cannot be broken. Yes, there is a time for every season, a time to nurture, a time to train, a time to instruct, a time to protect. The cord cannot be broken. There's a time to step back, a time to let go, a time to love from a distance and watch them run their race. The cord cannot be broken. The phone is silent as birthdays and holidays come and go. There may not be flowers on Mother's Day, and when words come, the exchange is unpleasant. The cord cannot be broken. As life unfolds, there is a time to rejoice, a time to pray, a time to step back in. The cord cannot be broken. For how can one who has brought someone into the world watch without encouraging and restoring if possible? The cord cannot be broken. How can one who encourages others to hope not instill that same hope in their own? The cord cannot be broken. Mothers must pray for wisdom, whether inexperienced and 20-something or mature and 50-something. The cord cannot be broken. Through life's joys and life's sorrows, health and cancer, the cord cannot be broken. The most comforting words of all may simply be, "This too shall pass." Or we can laugh at the days to come, as in Proverbs 31, verse 25. The cord cannot be broken. The cello and piano seem to eloquently express that which I cannot. And I now have peace and hope. The cord can never be broken. And as I stated before I read that to you, it was written first in 2012, and probably from the tone of this, you could can tell I was going through a mom thing at the time when I wrote it. And I want to draw you back to that first paragraph where I said, like most mothers of new mothers, my mother told me, you will never stop being a mother. And so for all of the mothers out there who might have been hurting on Mother's Day, I want to encourage you that there's still hope, and just keep being a mother, because you can't stop, because that cord can't be broken. You know, in my book Reflections, I have a few chapters, and I've talked about it here on Storytime, walking through something with my middle son who had cancer, and about the word faith, the ring of faith, the dog that was named Faith. And I think I told you about a dream I had about Faith right shortly after we got her, and how she had jumped over a cliff chasing a ball, and I was afraid that she was plunging to her death, and I went over and looked over the cliff, and she was parasailing, kind of like drifting down slowly. It was another word of encouragement for me. I'm retelling you that because our Faith passed away on September 27th. And so we've been hurting a little. She lived a long life. She lived 13 years. But she was so special to us. And she was special to me as a mom for what she represented, for me to hang on to hope and for me to hang on to faith. And you know, now 13 years later, I knew someday this day would come. And now I'm able to walk in that faith, even without Faith, the dog Faith. I'm so thankful for what she represented and the symbol that she has been for me. You know, when I wrote these stories back in 2008, 2009, when this happened, I really wrote the story in 2011. It happened in 2008, 2009. In my book Reflections, I have a chapter titled Coach Southern, and I have to tell you that he was kind of part of this story, this faith walk as well. The thing that I remember all these years later is when I wrote this little piece that included him, he gave his mother a copy of my book. I don't remember if it was for Mother's Day. I think it was her birthday or Mother's Day, but I'm thinking it was Mother's Day because the book was published in April, and I believe that he gave her a copy that next May for Mother's Day. And how appreciative she was that I took the time to talk about my experience with him and the person that he was. And she was so touched by that as a mother. Why? Because we never stop being a mother. We still care about our children. We still pray for them. We still want the best for them. So if some of you out there need encouragement because maybe somebody's told you you need to just let your kids go, well, maybe you do, but you don't ever stop praying. And that cord can't be broken. And like my mother taught me, you will never stop being a mother. So sit back, be thankful for it, enjoy it. Pray during the times when you need to have more hope and faith. And know that God will see you through. So this is Deborah Irene coming to you today for Story Time with stories and lessons my mother taught me.